So, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to discuss about class 12 Commerce Business Studies Unit 7, that is directing, and this will be first lecture for this unit. So let us start. I am Tej Kumar Bharadwaj, PGT Commerce at KVSECL Dhanpuri. Let's begin. So before we start with the lesson, let's have a quick look on the concept map of class 12 Commerce Business Studies. We have total 12 units. First is Nature and Significance of Management. Second is Principles of Management. Third is Business Environment. Fourth is this will be the Process of Management, and the fourth unit is Planning, then Organizing, Staffing, Directing and Controlling. So all these five chapters constitute the process of management. In the second book, we learn how to apply what we have learned in part 1, that is entire concept of management we apply in the real life. So unit 9 will be financial management, then financial markets, marketing management, and 12th chapter will be consumer protection. So today we are going to discuss about unit 7, that is directing. Let's begin. First of all, let us discuss about the learning objectives of this unit directing, what CBSE has prescribed for us. Dear student, I would like to draw your attention that due to COVID-19, only for this year, some parts of the topics, units, means not the entire units, but some topics from each unit, mean wherever they have found relevant, some concepts have been deleted, and this will be a real relaxation, a real help for you all, because we all know that you are facing a tough time and you are not able to attend the class in a physical form, you are not able to come to school. So this will be a great help. But I would like to appreciate CBSE that they have not deleted any relevant topic. Means the topic which has been deleted will not be a big loss for you. You will be able to understand the concept of each unit, each chapter. So in this unit, this is the updated learning outcome. In this unit, we are going to discuss about, first of all, understand the concept and importance of directing. Then we will discuss about describe the various elements of directing. So this is the basic theme about directing, like what is directing, and what are the concept and what are the elements of directing, and how it is an important part of the managerial process. After that, we will understand the concept of motivation, develop an understanding of Maslow's need theory, and we will discuss about various financial and non-financial incentives also. Then we will understand the concept of leadership. We will try to understand various styles of leadership also, and then finally we will understand the concept of communication, and we will discuss about formal and informal communication. And actually these are the barriers to effective communication. So these are all total topics we are going to discuss in the unit directing. If you can see, I have colored the topics with different shades. So later on you will come to know, you will come to understand that actually what is the concept of coloring these concept with different shades. Okay, so because they belong to different kind of concepts within the same chapter, and this chapter directing is having a special importance for your board exam because it covers a huge part of your question paper. So in today's session, I am going to discuss in detail the concept of directing, importance of directing, and we will also discuss elements of directing. Directing an executive function. So dear student, now let us try to understand what directing is. It must be clear from the word itself Directing means giving a direction. Giving a direction where to move, what to do. So when a manager gives his subordinates or his team a direction to move, like how to achieve the outcomes, how to achieve the organizational goals or objectives, then such function is called directing. Directing is called as an executive function of management. Why? Let us see. In the process of management, if we see, there are 5 steps: planning, then organizing, then staffing, directing, and it initiates action. At last, it is controlling. We have all learned about the 5 steps in the process of management. So, what we do in planning? In planning, we decide in advance what to do, how to do, when to do, and who will do. Actually, planning is a mental exercise. In the planning, we are not actually doing anything. We are just laying out a roadmap for the future activities. We are just drawing a broad outline as what is to be done. It is purely a mental exercise. We are just thinking. We are just doing a brainstorming, like what will be our goals and how we will achieve them. We have already understood and read and studied various types of plans. We have learned 8 types of plans. First of all, setting up the objective, like what will be done. Number 2, strategy, how that goal or objective will be achieved. Then we have studied about method, like how to do, how to perform. We have learned about rules, what to do, what not to do, and if someone is not following the rules, what penalty is to be done. In all, in the planning, we are simply thinking and thinking, nothing else. So planning gives us a roadmap for the future activities and our objectives and how to achieve them. Then second step is organizing. What happens in organizing? In organizing, we first of all identify the small activities. मान लीजिए प्लानिंग में in the planning we have decided, like we have to develop we have to celebrate a small function, or we have to enjoy the picnic, or anything kind of we have to organize a fete in the school. So anything can be planned. After planning, then what we have to do, we have to identify ki what will be the total activities, a series of activities to be performed to achieve the goals we have decided in the planning part. So in organizing, we divide the work systematically and we try to make a organizational structure. We try to build up a team which is synchronized with each other, a team which is having a clear-cut relationship, like who will be the boss at the top level, and under the top level how many departments will be functioning, and under each department how many lower level managers will be there, and how those lower level managers will be controlling and guiding the actual workforce or the worker part. So we are building up a team, a synchronized team, but the function, the actual working has not been started as yet. Actual working has not been done in planning. Actual working has not been done in organizing. In planning, we are thinking. In organizing, we are dividing the work in a systematic way on the basis of specialization, and we are building up a team. We are also trying to develop the interrelationship in that team. We are trying to develop the reporting relationship, like who will get orders from whom and who will give orders to whom. So simply we are developing the vacant posts. You can see the blue heads, the blue dots. These are the vacant posts. People has not been appointed on these posts. The staff has not been appointed as yet. The working team, the workforce has not been appointed as yet. In planning, we decided what to do. In organizing, we developed the organizational structure. in staffing, we hire the working team, we hire the workforce, we select our staff, and we appoint that staff on these vacant posts. Like the MD will be selected and he will be posted on the top level, then departmental heads will be selected, recruited, trained, and they will be appointed on these vacant posts, which are the post of HODs, head of the departments. Then under these head of the departments, we will be selecting other people who can work as foremen, supervisors. Then what we are doing in the staffing, we are hiring people, we are training them, and we are filling these posts which has been developed during the process of organizing. But remember students, work has not been started as yet. काम अभी शुरू नहीं हुआ है, एक्चुअल एक्शन अब भी शुरू नहीं हुआ है. सो व्हाट हैपेंस, एक्चुअल फंक्शन, actual working starts in directing. So therefore it is called executive function. Those who are studying the IP or CS, they must be aware what is the term, what is known as what is the meaning of execution. Whenever you develop a program, a computer program, you execute the program, you run the program. So execution means whatever has been planned, actually performing it. So dear students, we are not performing the functions in planning, we are not actually working in organizing, we are not actually working in staffing, rather we are actually working in directing only. Therefore dear students, remember, directing is called executive function of management, because we actually execute. Directing is the function of management where the action is initiated, the action is started, the real work is started. And remember, you can develop a very strong program, but until and unless you run the program, you execute the program, you will not get the output. You can do anything in an effective way, but until and unless you are running the program or executing the program, you will not get the output. I think all those who are studying computer will very much agree with my concept. At last, after directing, when the work is done, finally we do controlling, and controlling means simply checking whether the work has been done in directing as per the standards laid down in planning. So after directing, in controlling also we are not performing anything, rather we are simply checking that output given in this process of directing, where the action was initiated, is actually meeting the standards which were set in the process of planning. So I hope, dear students, you must be clear now with the concept that why directing is called as executive function of management, because the real action is initiated here. Okay, so directing initiates action. I would like to explain the concept with some very nice examples. You have not seen any business manager, you have not seen any business director, but you have seen a director which is movie director. आप लोगों ने एक रियल मैनेजर, एक रियल डायरेक्टर तो नहीं देखा, बिजनेस डायरेक्टर तो नहीं देखे, बट एक मूवी डायरेक्टर आपने जरूर देखा होगा. कुछ ऐसा ही होता है ना, like he is sitting on a chair, he is having a monitor in front of him on the table, and he is having a kind of a mic or kind of PA system, and he is having his team with him, and he is giving some instructions. What kind of instructions? Like this. Okay, team, lights, camera, action. So what he is doing, he is initiating the action. First of all, he is communicating with his team, he is integrating his team, and when entire team is integrated, is collected, is ready to function, suddenly he gives the instruction, action, and as soon as he gives the instruction, the entire team start working. Therefore we call directing it initiates action. Whether it be a mega star like Amitabh Bachchan, he is waiting for the instructions to be given by the director before playing his role. Agreed or not? कितना ही बड़ा मेगा स्टार अमिताभ बच्चन जी क्यों ना हो, लेकिन वो भी डायरेक्टर के इंस्ट्रक्शंस का वेट करते हैं, और जब डायरेक्टर से उनको इंस्ट्रक्शन मिल जाते हैं, व्हेन द डायरेक्टर सेज एक्शन, आफ्टर दैट ही स्टार्ट प्लेइंग हिज रोल. So dear student, in business management also, the director is the person who not only integrates all the resources, whether it be human resources or man, machine, material, anything, but he also initiates, he gives a push, he gives a start to all the activities, all the functions of the organization. So in this way we can say that directing initiates action. Let us move forward. Directing definition. In the context of management of an organization, directing refers to the process of instructing, guiding, counseling, motivating and leading people. These are the functions which are actually within the directing. So directing is not a separate function, rather it is a bundle, it is a combination of many other functions. And what are those functions? Instructing, giving instructions, guiding, giving them a path, show how to perform, counsel them, to motivate them, to induce or to give them stimulation, and to lead them, people in the organization, to achieve its objectives. Directing is the key managerial function. And now you are clear why directing is the key managerial function, because in absence of directing, all the resources will remain resources only, they will not start functioning. It is the key function, it is the enter key, start key. So your program has been designed or written, or it has been composed in a very effective manner, but it gives a start. Finally enter button. हम कितना भी फुल्ली ऑटोमेटेड सेटअप क्यों ना बना लें, हमें एंटर का बटन दबाने की जरूरत तो पड़ती है फुल्ली ऑटोमेटेड प्रोग्राम में भी. सो it is a key managerial function because it leads to success. It leads its team to success. It helps its organization to get all the objectives achieved. Elements of directing, as I just told you, that directing is not a function in itself, rather it is a combination of 4 important functions. Supervision. Supervision means, dear student, this question can be separately asked for 4 marks. That what are the elements of directing? Okay, what do you mean by directing, or why directing is called as executive function of management, and what are the elements? So this question can be asked for 4 marks in a direct form. So elements of directing, first of all, supervision. Supervision, super plus vision. Super means over and above, vision means to see. To observe the workers while they are working is called as supervision. Super plus vision. Super ऊपर, super means over and above, थोड़ा ऊंचा थोड़ा ऊपर. Vision means to see. तो सुपरविजन के लिए आप बस याद रखिए, ऊपर वाला सब देखता है. सुपर ऊपर वाला, विजन टू सी. सो ऑब्जर्व द वर्कर्स व्हाइल दे आर वर्किंग is called as supervision. After that, second is leadership. Leadership means to lead, to tell the workers what to do. Leadership, I will talk in later lessons in detail about leadership, because it is in our syllabus, so we will discuss in detail, don't worry. Leadership means to give a path where to move. Then motivate. Motivation means stimulation, giving a cause to start, like why I should work, this is the reason, for this you should work. So giving a cause to act. is called motivation or giving a stimulation. Finally, communication. Communication is a very complicated term and we will understand in later lessons, but communication यहाँ पे आप इतना समझ लीजिए, exchange of ideas for mutual understanding. Exchange of ideas for mutual understanding and mutual benefits is called communication. So these are the 4 elements of directing: supervision, leadership, motivation and communication. And this year, since last year, this chapter of supervision is no more as an element of directing as per CBSE. So if the question is asked from you in board exam that what are the elements of directing, you will simply write leadership, motivation and communication. Okay, let us move forward. Features of directing. Features of directing will help you to get a better understanding of the concept of directing. And this question can be directly asked also. So directing initiates action, we have just discussed. Directing takes place at every level of management. True. Directing is a continuous process. It is an ongoing process. And directing flows from top to bottom. Finally, directing involves human element. Let us understand them one by one. Features of directing. First is it initiates action. Do you remember where you have seen this kind of postures? People are making this kind of postures. Yes, on a race court, on a race track. So all the racers, sprinters are there. They have taken position. They are almost, they are ready to run, but they are waiting for some instruction. So as soon as they get the clap or a gunshot, they start running. So what directing is doing here? All the team is ready to function, ready to action, ready to work, but they are waiting for some instruction. And as soon as the team gets the instruction, they start working. So therefore, directing gives a start. Directing is a key managerial function. While other functions prepare a setting for action, directing initiates action. All other functions before directing, like planning, organizing and staffing, they are simply making the settings, making the arrangements for functioning, for work. It is the directing which initiates action. Therefore, dear students, directing is called as executive function of management. Remember, directing is executive function of management because it initiates action. Things are actually executed in directing. So it's a very, very important function. Rather, I would say it is a key function, key managerial function. Second is directing takes place at every level of management. We all know that management has 3 levels: top level, medium level, lower level. So directing actually it takes place at all the levels. So first of all, the top level managers are getting instructions from the owners. Then the top level managers give instruction to the medium level managers, and medium level managers give direction to the lower level managers. Lower level gives direction to workers. In this way, you can understand that directing is taking place at all the levels of management. However, the degree of direction, degree of directing may vary as per the degree of authority. Because top level is having topmost authority, the highest degree of authority, therefore the directing level of top level is obviously the highest. Then they give the instruction to middle level managers. Middle level is having lesser level of directing, and finally lower level managers. So every manager from top to lower level, they perform the function of directing. It takes place wherever the superior subordinate relationship exists. So dear student, first of all, between top level and medium level, there is superior subordinate relationship, because all the people working at the middle level are the subordinates and top level managers are the seniors. So wherever there is a senior subordinate relationship, there will be the element of directing you will be finding. Then after that we pass on the authority to medium to lower level. So there is a senior subordinate relationship between middle level managers and lower level managers. So here also the directing element is there. Finally, the lower level managers give directions, give instructions to the workers, real workers, actual workers. Here also senior subordinate relationship is existing. So obviously there is the existence of directing also. I hope the concept is clear. Wherever there is senior subordinate relationship, there will be more or less degree of directing. Next is, it is a continuous process. Directing is a continuous process. You must have seen the orchestra. In that there is a person having two sticks in a hand and he is directing the entire orchestra team. People who are playing different kind of music instrument, there is a person who is giving direction to the orchestra team. So have you seen, until the song is finished, that person keep on moving his sticks? It means it is a continuous process. So managers may change, but the directing process continues. Managers may change, but directing always takes place. Without direction, the organizational activities cannot continue further. So planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, after that again planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. So it keeps on moving in a circular path. Then directing flows from top to bottom. Obviously the authority gives directions to the lower levels. So top level managers direct medium level managers, and medium level managers give direction to the lower level managers, and lower level managers give direction to the workers. Every manager can direct the immediate subordinate and take instruction from his immediate boss. So this part we have already understood in the organizing chapter also. It flows from top to bottom just like authority. Like authority flows from top to bottom, in the same way directing is also we can say that authority is synonymous to the directing, or directing requires authority. Without authority you cannot direct others. If you are not having power, you are not having authority, you cannot direct people. They would simply ask why we should follow your instructions. So dear student, authority and directing are very much synonymous. After that, last, it has or it involves human element. Directing आप मशीनों को नहीं कर सकते. Machines cannot be directed. Only human behavior can be directed. So fifth feature is directing involves human elements. It is concerned with the human beings in the organization. So these were the features of directing. Let us now discuss the importance of directing. If we discuss about importance of directing, I think after having this much discussion on the topic directing, you must have understood that how directing is an important function in the management process. It initiates action, it integrates the employees' efforts, it guides employees, it facilitates introduction of needed changes, and it brings stability and balance in the organization. So this question will be a direct question for 5 marks, importance of directing. Let us discuss one by one each point of importance of directing. First of all, it initiates action. For example, if a supervisor guides a subordinate and clarifies their doubts in performing a task, it will help the worker to achieve work targets given to them. The worker has been given instruction, all the resources has been provided, but he is still stopped and thinking that what to do, how to do, and who will help me. If I am wrong, then will I get the punishment? I mean, having a lots of doubt in the mind of workers. And then the role of manager appears. He comes, he leads, he motivates, he communicates with the worker. We have already studied that there are 3 elements of the directing: motivation, communication and leadership. So with the help of these 3 elements, a senior actually directs the worker and the action is started. Means you can see how confident in this picture, how confident the boss is. And due to a confident boss, you can see that subordinates are also confident. In your class also, you are having your books, notebooks, your furniture, everything is done. But then the teacher comes, he instructs you, he motivates you, he guides you, he leads you. Dear students, I have seen this, I have observed this. When a student observes that my teacher is solving a sum with lot of confidence, suddenly the confidence is built up in the minds of students also. If my teacher can solve this question, I can also solve this question. So this kind of confidence is actually built up through directing. So directing initiates the action. This is the importance of directing. Second point, direction integrates employees' efforts. We were just talking about the cinema director, movie director. What he does? He says lights. The people who are looking after the lights, they are active. Sound. So people who are looking after the audio devices, they are activated. Then he says, okay, rolling, camera rolling. The people who are handling the camera, they start rolling their cameras. And he says action. So finally the actor or actresses, they start working. Actually the movie director is what he is doing. He is integrating all the employees' efforts. He is integrating the efforts of the people in his team, in his unit. So a manager with good leadership abilities will be in a position to convince the employees working under him that individual efforts and team efforts will lead to achievement of organizational goals. I remember Bapu, Rashtrapita Mahatma Gandhi ji. He started Dandi March and he didn't ask anyone to follow him. But he started. But it was the power of his leadership skills that people, thousands of people followed him. And Dandi March was a big success. So dear students, directing integrates the group efforts. अपनी जो टीम के लोग हैं उनके एफर्ट्स को इन एक सिस्टमेटिक वे में बांधना, इंटीग्रेट करना इज द आर्ट ऑफ डायरेक्टिंग. Then it guides the employees. It gives a direction what to do. It tells, it motivates, it leads. Okay, I have seen directors. Those team is having kind of lack of motivation, like how to do, should we initiate, should we proceed or not. And then the leader comes, he does it, and suddenly a level of confidence is built up in the team. उनको लगता है ये काम होगा कि नहीं होगा, मुश्किल है, कर पाएंगे कि नहीं, और लीडर उस एक्शन को स्टार्ट करता है और सडनली पूरी टीम उसको फॉलो करने लगती है. सो इट गाइड्स द एम्प्लॉइज व्हाट टू डू and in what manner it is to be done. He gives, he integrates, he directs the group efforts. Directing facilitates introduction of needed changes. How? Again, all those three elements: leadership, communication, motivation. For example, there is a new machine launched or installed in the system in the organization and workers are not willing to work on it. It is human nature to resist the change, so workers are opposing it. That machine is complicated, we are unable to work on it, or this may be risky for us, and different kind of resistance or kind of oppositions are there. Then what a director, what a manager will do? First of all, he will lead. Okay, you cannot do, let's see, just observe my functioning, I will start the work. He actually give a leadership. Number 2, he motivates. If any one of you is taking first step to work on it, I will promote him, or I will give him incentive, and people are motivated. And finally, he establishes a strong communication with the workers. He asks their problem, gives them suggestion, he establishes a strong communication with the team, and people start working. So whenever there is a change, to facilitate that change, we need the elements of directing. For example, if a supervisor guides his subordinate and clarifies their doubts in performing a task, it will help the workers to achieve work targets given to them. Time for change. You can see, dear student, right now we are facing a tough time and we all have changed. Means the mobiles, actually they were prohibited in the school, but we have adopted the change and now we are accepting the needs of mobile phones or online teaching, online learning, digital learning. We are developing new methods of online learning. Everyone is trying a hand that how I can be so comfortable in using this technology. Means those teachers or those people who were not very much familiar or comfortable with using this technology, even they have started using it during the lockdown period. I have seen many teachers and I'm really impressed with the adaptation capability or quality of those people. When they are very much efficiently working on the new technology and using it. So it's a time for change. Whenever we want to adapt to the new things, or we want our team to work in a new or advanced manner, we will simply apply all the elements of directing. Finally, it brings stability and balance. For example, a supervisor guides his subordinates. Obviously, it will bring stability and changes and balance. When our tasks are being performed in an efficient manner, people are happy, people are motivated, they are achieving their tasks, they are getting more salaries, they are getting incentives in form of monetary and non-monetary incentives and motivation. Obviously, the task will be achieved, the task will be performed, objectives will be achieved, and not only organizational but social and individual objectives will be achieved. So dear student, these are the points which emphasize the importance of directing. Let us discuss a few questions now. Objective type questions first of all. Which function of management is called executive function? No need to say it is directing, because it initiates action. Which function of management initiates action? It is directing. So these are the questions which can be asked in 1 mark. Name the elements of directing: leadership, motivation and communication. Is directing required at planning stage? What will be the answer, dear students? क्या प्लानिंग के वक्त डायरेक्टिंग की जरूरत है? Answer is no. And last, is directing the last function of management process? What will be the answer? Tell me. Yes, it is not the last function, because after directing, controlling takes place, and controlling is the last function of management. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Now please take the help of NCERT books or any other textbook. Prepare proper notes in your handwriting. Then for a better understanding of the chapter, just read the chapter point wise, underline it, make notes, and when you are clear with the concepts, please attempt questions and solve case studies also. I hope you liked the lesson. Thank you very much. I wish you all a very happy and safe learning. Thank you.